here to our another keynote speaker, Dr. Manish Jha, founder of Myra Academy and MD of BRISC. He is with us today and he is going to share his views upon the topic, the role of data analytics in tech-enabled businesses. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
Don't think about struggle. Don't think about survival. Think about how you can disrupt.
As far as the changing environment, and we call it as a VUCA world at this point of time, everything is changing. I think the most important facet of any leadership at this point of time is how you can adapt the change. Irrespective of people, process, technology, or whatever the matrices that you call about, the leadership as an ecosystem. I think the most important facet, which in my opinion at this point of time, is the change, and the only thing which is constant in this world is change. So as a leader, you need to not only build the culture or the purpose for your business, but also you need to be dynamic enough to, to open for the change and be the change that you want to make.
And MJ, but the meaning of MAD is, the full form of MAD is make a difference. Manish Jha. So whenever you get time, you can go through all of my videos and you can see few of the insights. Nonetheless, I'm a businessman, but I'm a teacher by heart because I was born in a family of educationalists. I have lived 15 years of my life in the corporate like Deutsche Bank, Mahindra and Mahindra, but very soon I realized that winner of a rat race still a rat. So you should do what you love and you should love what you do. And that's where I started these three companies and I'm living my life. Alright, so to not make you bored, I'll just take 30 minutes of the time, maybe lesser than that. I'm not here to give you the gyan, that's the job of the professors and they will do it right. I take the industry perspective and I'll give you very perspective. So I'll give you examples. These are all the companies that you see the logo today. Ambassador Cars, Hindustan Motors, based out of Calcutta, the full of Odisha, Bengal, Bihar at some point of time was full of Ambassador Cars. कहीं भी आप जाते थे, Ambassador Cars देखते थे. Do we see them today? No, we don't see them. What happened? क्या हो गया इसका? You see Rajdut. In my time, in my dad's time, people used to say that हम लोग दहेज में देते थे Rajdut. So where the Rajdut has gone? Where is Rajdut? And Rajdut was a very fantastic bike. And similarly, all the case with BSNL is struggling. Kodak 85,000 employees, across the globe. Nokia, 87% market share in the market. Finland, छोटा सा country, वहाँ से manufacturer होके they were ruling the world. It was an entire monopoly. What happened to that company? It has been sold to, Microsoft, but still it is not doing well. Walkman was synonymous to, what you used to listen before, iPod started coming in. HMT, Hindustan Machine Tools, based out of Calcutta, very near to your, city. Again, that was the symbol of dowry, or basically the exchange of gifts during the wedding. Today, nobody is wearing HMT, very less. Where is the company gone? क्या हो गया इस company के साथ? What has happened to all these companies? What was the problem? Is it the problem with the employee, with the employer, with the profitability, with the market share, with the market capitalization? What was the issue? And you know what? Let's do the analytics, and I'll give you the result. The analytics says there was no problem with the profitability. All these companies were in profit. There was no problem with the market share. All these people were the market leaders in their own industry. Number third, their market capitalization was very high. The credibility index, the brand equity of these companies were very, very high. Suddenly, they vanished. Just think through it, and I'll get back to this slide maybe in a minute. But I want to show you the next slide. Can we go ahead? Again, as I said, no text, only image. Now you see these companies today. Uber, the biggest taxi company of the world. Did it exist in India 10 years ago? No. Airbnb, did it exist in India 10 years ago? No. Netflix, did it exist in India 10 years ago? No. Most of the companies on this, slide, they did not exist in India. Tiny, people were not knowing about it. And today, if you talk about these companies, all these companies are unicorns. All these companies are market leaders. All these companies are creating profit. All these companies are making super profit. The employees are happy, the employers are happy, and across 360 degree of the value chain of the analytics, they are making profit. What is the reason? Why all these things are happening? Now I'll take you to again the slide back. Can we go to the previous slide? Ambassador cars, they never felt that Maruti will come and they will provide the better mileage with a lighter weight. What was missing? What was missing with Rajdoot? The CD100 was launched, and CD100 was much lighter bike with a better mileage. The Samsung of the world, they were saying that logo ko touch pasand hai. Nokia said, no, I am the giant, who will touch me? And all these things happen to these companies. So my dear friends, it is not only about the revenue, balance sheet, P&L account, or the profitability of the businesses which is important. It is the analytics around it which is very, very important. These all companies, they missed the business intelligence, as professor was showing in one slide, where there was a Venn diagram, and in the Venn diagram, in the heart of the Venn diagram, there was data analytics, and then periphery up to it, there was business intelligence, there was machine learning, and there was business analytics. But on the periphery of that, there was IT, there was sales and marketing, and there were ops, and that's what you define the data analytics. These all companies, they forgot कि heart में it is all about consumer behavior. It is all about analytics. What consumer wanted, how the dynamics was changing, they did not change themselves. And that's where I tell them as a loser, not losing because of the profit, or they did not have cash, they did not have surplus, because they did not change the way world wanted them to change. And they could have changed if they could have done the business analytics, business intelligence, and data analytics properly. Going ahead. If you see very, very typically pattern about all these companies together, if you see Uber, biggest taxi company of the world, but they don't manufacture their own taxis, at least in India. Amazon, the biggest e-commerce company of the world, retailer of the world, they don't manufacture their own product. Facebook, the biggest media company of the world, they don't manufacture their own content. PolicyBazaar.com, they are the biggest platform to sell insurance, but they are not the insurance companies. Yatra.com, the biggest, or MakeMyTrip.com, the biggest, retailer in terms of selling the, air tickets. But they are not the, SpiceJet, or SpiceJet is no more. So Indigos are the Air India of the world. What they are doing is, they are taking the analytics as a tool, and they are making the technology as a platform. And that's where it is called tech-enabled businesses. So today you talk about Digital India, you talk about Skill India, you talk about Atmanirbhar Bharat, you talk about any of the government schemes, you talk about any of the unicorns, whether it is Bajus of the world, Vedantus of the world, belong to EdTech, or AgriTech, or InsurTech, or FinTech, everything belongs to the tech-enabled businesses. So you can love technology, you can hate technology, you cannot ignore technology. And since technology is there, sales and marketing is there, operations is there, you can love analytics, you can hate analytics, you cannot ignore analytics. And if you will ignore analytics, your business will no longer be intelligent. And if your business is no longer intelligent, you will be obsolete, you will be outdated. Yeah, so that's my first intake out on the topic called role of business analytics in our tech-enabled businesses. Now, as I promised, I will not use the slides. Now, I'll talk few perspectives from the industry. Yeah, you can close the slide. You can close the entire slide. You can make it play. Yeah. Chunki topic hai business analytics, I will talk something about business. What is business? I think it's very important for me as a businessman to talk what is business, and preferably the people who are sitting in the back and the teachers who are sitting in the class, because most of the time you people are there in the AC rooms, and talk about business as a theory. I will talk you business as a practical. Anything that you do is a business. Anything that you do. You sell a chai, it's a business. You ask for a vote, being a politician, it's a business. You request your father to give you the pocket money, it's a business. You open a kirana shop, it's a business. You open anything, you do whatever things, it's a business. So, in world mein aap jo bhi kar rahe, it's a business. I'm sitting here talking to all of you, is a business. There is a very famous motivational speaker from US, his name is Simon Sinek. And Simon Sinek has written so many books. I would request all of you to read the books if you get time. He has written a book called Start With Why. And the second book he has written is, Leaders Eat Last. And he says, there's a 3B concept. And the 3B concept says, whatever you do is business. But the business has two important matrices. The business is what? Whatever you are doing is business. But the business is dependent on behavior. How you behave towards your employees, towards your client, towards your promoters, towards your shareholders, towards your stakeholders, towards your vendors, towards your suppliers, towards everybody. Entire value chain of business is called behavior. एक चाय 10 रुपए में भी बिकता है, and there is a MBA चाय वाला who is 6,000 crore guy. There is a चाय सुट्टा bar which is a 4,000 crore guy. So the product remains same. The behavior, the way they are selling chai is different, and that's where called behavior. But I think the most important B, and that Simon Sinek says, is even before behavior comes in, the third B, which is belief, is very important. And he says, so behavior is how. So what is business? How is behavior? And the third he calls as a belief. And he says why you are doing the business. I think that belief is very important. I'm using iPhone, I'm using iPad, I'm using MacBook. Trust me, for me, if somebody will ask me, I'll say it's a most nonsense phone. For me, I don't need data security. Apart from data security, this phone sucks. It's very costly, very less memory, and the battery dies very soon. But still I buy it. People are in a queue in China to buy iPhone because they believe that iPhone is the best. And that's where it called as a belief system. And the Simon Sinek says, business is dependent on behavior, and the behavior is dependent on belief. अभी मैं आपको बहुत प्राउड फील होगा because I'll quote a gentleman from Odisha. There is a gentleman named Dr. Devdatta Patnaik. I'm a big fan of that gentleman. He's an MBBS doctor. He was the chief belief officer when I met him at Future Group. उसको वो हिंदी में कहते हैं. वो कहते हैं जैसा विश्वास वैसा व्यवहार और जैसा व्यवहार वैसा व्यापार. If you understand these three terms, you really don't need to do MBA. The Shark Tank of the world has come in this decade, but India is a country of entrepreneurs. The 51% of Indians are entrepreneurs. There is a baniya shop wala, right on the edge of your road. That when the baniya shop wala was running the business, big bazaar came, and people said, "तो baniya वाले का दुकान बंद हो जाएगा." नहीं हुआ बंद. And then Amazon of the world came. Still that baniya story is on. So you need to understand, ladies and gentlemen, my dear friends and students, that he knows how to run business, and he knows why he is doing that business. And that's where my first submission to the entire conference participants are, you need to first learn business. That what is business all about, how business should run, and why business should learn. And then all these theories of analytics or intelligence comes into the picture. So my first intake is, you need to learn business, behavior, and belief. Now, the role of data analytics and business analytics, where it comes. So as there is a belief, there is a behavior, and there is a business, where is data analytics? So where is the ecosystem? If you see, business is an ecosystem. And what is the most important entity for any business? And I will be very upfront as a businessman. For me, the customer is the most important for any business. If customer is there, your business is there. If customer is not there, your business does not exist. Even though you have a great infrastructure, even though you have a great academicians, even though you have a great profitability cannot come without customers, by the way. So, business is like an atom. All of you, if you recall your physics, there is a nucleus, rather chemistry, there is a nucleus, the nucleus is that customer. And rest all the departments of that business revolves around that customer. Be that finance, be that HR, be that operations, be that customer services, be that data analytics, business intelligence, IT, tech support, tech, whatever you call, everything revolves around that periphery. That nucleus is the customer. Now, if you understand this business ecosystem, you need to keep customer in the center. And since customer is in the center, you need to first understand that how to acquire the customer, how to retain the customer, how to serve the customer, and this reiteration should keep going because this is a closed loop. You cannot keep losing the customer. So that's the business ecosystem. And since there is a business ecosystem and there is a theory called 3B concept, belief, behavior, and business. Most of the time, typically in India, I'm giving the Indian perspective, belief system doesn't change. Caste system was there 5,000 years ago. Caste system will be there after 5,000 years also, because we keep subtitle and we feel very happy that hey, we are Patnaik, we are Jhas, we are Misras of the world. We are Pandyas, or we are Rao, or we are these subtitles. It will be there. It's a belief system, and there's nothing wrong. Because belief system is based on your language, your culture, your location, which place you belong to. I'm sure, I heard, she was talking to her, she like, you're from Bhubaneswar, oh wow, because she was presuming that she's from Hyderabad. So, when two Indians meet in US, they say, oh, you are in India. In India, they'll say, hey, which place you belong to. So these are the belief system which has been created. You cannot change the belief system in a day. So there is a belief system which has come, basis your food, basis your geography, basis the language, basis the caste, basis the religion, that will be always there. You cannot change it. This is my personal opinion, but I personally quote it, and I have quoted it in front of everybody, in front of NASCOM, in front of FICCI, in front of Ministry of HRD, NSDC, NSDA, sector skill consents. Second point, since you cannot change the belief system, you should change the behavior. That's where your business is dynamic in nature. Now, since you need to change the behavior, you need to analyze the changing behavior platform. And that's where what sir is talking about R, Tableau, Python, Power BI or Excel. All these are tools. And what is data? Data is nothing but those demographics through which you are importing those customers' detail and ensuring that all these customers, they should align to the behavior that you are looking at. And that is called customer segmentation, customer profiling, demographic segmentation, and all these things theory. So I'll not get into the theory. I'm just trying to correlate that how this data analytics is important. So data analytics is important not to change the belief system but to behavior, because behavior will decide the business. So since business is dynamic in nature, you need to change the behavior. In order to change the behavior, you need to put the data analytics. Now where is business intelligence comes into the picture? So behavior to business. Now there are so many companies who have done the first stage, which is called business analytics. They have done it. Belief to behavior is sorted. Now what is most important is behavior to business, because behavior is a proportion of emotional intelligence. It's a proportion of consumer behavior. It's a proportion of emotions. People say Indians are very emotional. Human beings are very emotional. The only thing which differentiates human beings from rest of the world is the power of imagination, and we are very imaginative in nature, right? And that's where your behavior keeps on changing. So if you need to again align the changing behavior to your business objective, you need to again do the business intelligence. And that's where business analytics is different from business intelligence. So business analytics comes into the picture where you change from belief to behavior, but business intelligence comes into the picture when you change from behavior to business. And trust me, you will not find in the books, because these are all my personal inferences as a businessman. And I eat, drink, sleep and experience every day these things. So business analytics is important for the stakeholders who are lying between the ecosystem from belief to behavior, and business intelligence is important for the stakeholders who are between behavior to business. Since I'm a businessman, I hold entire value chain. For me, it's very important that I need to hold business analytics and business intelligence in order to fulfill, know and satisfy business intelligence and business analytics. Data analytics comes into the picture, because business किसके लिए करते हो आप? It is for the people, by the people, and aligned to the people. And it is the data, it is the heads. People say that, hey, I have 2,000 head counts. I don't call it as a head counts, I call it as a heart counts. Because you first need to connect with the people. In order to connect with the people, you need to read the people. And in order to read the people, you need to do the various behavioral platform. And you cannot do it manually, because there are n number of matrices, and that's where data analytics tools comes into the picture. So students, those people who are doing MBA, I call MBA as a managers by accident. Anybody who is coming to the MBA colleges, they feel that it is like a fairness stream. Degree ले लो job लग जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं है. There are 4,000 MBA colleges. There are 10 lakh MBA students who get into MBA every year, and there are only 2.5 lakh MBAs who get the job every year. Your college, I think, is very privileged to have Dr. Patnaik. 120 research papers is not a joke, trust me. Even though I am a businessman, I did my doctorate, and it took 5 years for me to complete the doctorate, because I had to shuffle between the college and the university and my company. 120 research is not a joke. Number two, he sees himself as a small. I call it as as professor said, that good things comes in a small packages. I will request all of the students who are sitting in this room, you need to understand that MBA is a degree, and the degree is coming from subject. Why you will get a job? You will get a job by the company, and the company will give you company will ask the skill. So what you study, we don't ask. Straight, I'm telling you on your face. What you study, we don't ask. What we ask, you don't study. Sometimes people ask me that what is the problem with the Indian education system? I said there are two problems with the Indian education system. One is education, second is system. And why there is a problem? Because last 150 years, nothing has changed. There is no analytics which has done. Except for the NEP 2020, last, I don't know, I completed my engineering from Delhi College of Engineering in 2004. I studied ICDSI signal series, Fourier series, Laplace series. Any engineer, studying the same electronics and communication engineering, same books, same theory, same topics. And every third month, your Android version changes. And that's where I said that what we ask, we don't study. Because we are very dynamic in nature. If we are not dynamic in nature, we will suffer. Because you keep the gyan and the lecture inside the AC room. I go on the roads and finding out my clients. So I'm not a guy who believes in the theory. I believe in the illustration and the implication of those theory into the practical. And that's where I call it as a industry experts. And NEP clearly says that as a university, as an autonomous university, you are called as an autonomous university because you should do certain industry related program. Now whatever you listen to me, trust me, you can cross check. You will not find any of the content in any of the books, because I live with the words which I speak. I have experienced it. It is not a coincidence that I have lost my hair, my beard has gone grey at age of 40. I have worked hard to get my client, to retain my clients, and that's what I'm sure Dr. Patnaik also does. So my last submission to all of you is data analytics, business analytics, data intelligence, business intelligence are very important, but you need to go one step back, and first you need to understand the basics of business. You need to understand business, you need to understand behavior, you need to understand belief, and where data analytics fits in, where data intelligence fits in, and where business and intelligence fits in. Once you know that, then you go to professor and say that, hey professor, I want to learn this. And that's where the programs like industry programs are there. So Maharaj Academy very soon will have collaboration with tier with Bhubaneswar in terms of PGCM in business analytics. So what we will do, we will take out the company's requirement which needs the business intelligence, and then we'll go back to the student and say that, hey, you students, you want to make a career in business analytics, you want to become a Tableau guy, you want to become a Python guy, you want to become a SAS guy, you want to become a, let's say, R language guy, fair enough. These are the 10 things which industry is required. Then you will study what we ask. And what we ask, you study, and that's where it is called industry-based programs. So I will encourage. I don't know much about Odisha. Next time I'll meet you, sir. So if my message is getting recorded, please cascade to everybody in Odisha. Trust me, why Hyderabad is doing fairly well in terms of the placement ratio, because KTR, the Home Minister of Telangana, he himself goes to US. He meets the CEOs of the Disney and all these people, and he has created a T-Hub. And every course is a industry based. And I would suggest that you read books. Reading books is not wrong, but if you need to learn swimming, you cannot learn swimming by watching YouTube video. You need to get inside the water, get inside the pond, make your hands dirty to learn swimming. Data analytics is a skill, it's not a subject. To learn a skill, you need to do it. You should not listen to it. Coding is a skill, you need to do it. You should not listen to it. One last example, skill versus subject. Dancing. Dancing is a skill. If somebody is a good dancer, you teach him Bharatnatyam, he will be good dancer in Bharatnatyam. You teach him Kathakali, he or she will be very good dancer in Kathakali. You teach him Kathak, he will be very good dancer in Kathak. What is dancing? Dancing is a skill. What is Bharatnatyam, Kathak and Kathakali? They are subjects. Somebody is a good singer. He can sing. Shreya Ghoshal has sung in PS2, which is a Tamil. She does not know how to speak Tamil, but she has sung a nice song in Tamil. So if somebody is a good singer, you teach him Hindi, he will be good singer in Hindi. You teach him Uriya, he will be good singer in Uriya. So what is Hindi or Uriya? They are subjects. But what is singing? Singing is a skill. My dear friends, coding is a skill. It does not need any degree. Business analytics is a skill. Business intelligence is a skill. And skills are important to get the job, and that's where the government was kind enough to start a new ministry called Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship in 2014. Government was, AICT was, UGC were kind enough to start giving the affiliation to autonomous colleges. The concept of autonomous colleges, you will have an autonomy to bring the industries, create those interface, tweak the subject, and provide what companies are looking at. So to that note, I'll take a pause, and I think that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for that magnificent speech of yours, making us realize what is business belief system. Thanks a lot. Now I would request our director, Dr. Shrikant Patnaik, to please come up on the stage and felicitate our guest, Dr. Manish Jha, and I would request Mrs. Pragyananda to please come up and read the felicitations speech.
Before that, I must announce that Myra Academy and IIMT Bhubaneswar are joining hand for implementation of our PGCM course, Postgraduate Certificate in Management, Business Analytics with them, and they are our academic partner. And the detailed part will be doing soon. And they are having more than 100 trainers with them under their banner. 350 plus. And they are serving to many corporate houses in Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad and many places. So that will be helping the students who are enrolling in our PGCM program. So with this, I thank Dr. Manish Jha for accepting our invitation, coming here, and very fantastic talk you have given on practical side of business analytics, how it will be helpful for the business entity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for such an informative and enlightening talk. Esteemed sir, we are privileged to honor you with this token of gratitude presented on the day of International Conference on Data Science and Informatics at IIM